Hey guys, this is Henry from OBEDIA again. Today we're back with our video tutorials on 11 MKII plugin from Avid Pro Tools. So today we're going to work on the next module that's part of this plugin, which is the cab model, the cabinet. Okay, so as we said before, this plugin is capable of emulating your amp head, your cabinet, in your microphone selection and position. Okay, so the signal comes out of your DI track, hits the input knob, which has a gain stage there. Then that hits your amp head. It gets processed by the amp head. So you'll have things like overdrive or gain input. You might have some kind of equalizer, and eventually that's going to go out of the head into the actual cabinet. Okay, so it'll go through the speakers, and then that'll be captured by the mic, and then at some point that's going to hit the output, and that's what you're going to be listening to. Now let's talk about the cabs. The 11 MKII plugin lets you select between different cab options. If you see here top right, it says cab type, and then underneath 4x12 classic 30. Okay, so 4x12 means 4 speakers, 12 inches diameter, each of the speakers. So you got 4 12-inch speakers in a, I guess, classic 30. Okay, that's trying to tell you the name of that classic cabinet style. Okay, now if you click on that, or if you just use this arrows here, you can click once again and select whatever you want. So for example, 1x12 black panel Lux, and then that's one 12-inch speaker. That's it, just one speaker. You can see when you select that, this down here, you can see kind of like the cab and a little bit of the grill. The color of the grill kind of tells you what kind of cab you have selected. So Tweet Lux, you can see the color changed. Open back, 1x15, so that's one 15-inch speaker. To 12B30, 4x10 tweed bass. Very important. When it says bass, this is typically emulating a bass cabinet. In this case, 4 10-inch speakers. Okay. You also have the standard 8x10 blue line. That's another bass cab emulation. Now, when you are playing back, let's say we have the 4x12 classic. Okay. Let's go ahead and switch or toggle between different cabs so that you can actually hear the difference. That's pretty obvious, right? Okay, so very, very obvious when you change your cab. Now, another thing that might be interesting, there's a link button here. When this is not set, or when this is not selected, your cab and your amps are not linked, meaning that you can select any amp and any cab. Now, when they're linked, when you select an amp, it'll automatically select when you select an amp and this is linked, it'll automatically select a cab that's supposed to be designed for that particular amp head. So you can see the amp changes with the cab, or the cab changes with the amp. So, that gives you, when you have that linked, that will give you the speaker that in theory was originally designed for that amp. However, I typically never have that linked because I like to play with different amps and different cabs. Okay. So that being said, the other thing that you have here, the other configuration that you have is the speaker breakup. So check this out. So the more you go towards the right on that slider, the more you're breaking up that speaker. Okay, so it's kind of creating like distortion. It's almost like you're driving the speaker so loud that it's starting to break up. Now, you also have a bypass on that. So you can bypass the cab and check what happens. Sounds horrible when it's bypassed because you're listening to the output of the actual amp head with no cab. But for aesthetic purposes, you might be interested in that kind of like broken electric noise, if that makes sense. So that's the cab module from 11 MKII plugin in Pro Tools. We're going to keep working on the next modules on the next tutorial, so stay tuned. If you have any questions or anything that you might want to know about this amp or anything else related to Pro Tools, give us a call at OBEDIA and PC Audio Labs, and we will be happy to help you. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Want to learn how to produce music using this, or using that, or using all of these? Have you been watching videos, reading manuals, blogs, and trying to figure out everything that it takes to be a music producer? Do you have a bunch of music gear that you purchased and you still haven't made any music? Well, then you need OBEDIA, the world's only one-on-one digital audio training and tech support service. Check out the link below for a special new subscriber offer.